Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Tiny Blue Games. My name, of course, is Csaw or Chris, and today we are playing Final Fantasy XIV in 2020. Today we are doing a bit of the new seasonal event for Valentine's Day. I believe it's just called Valentione's Day in Final Fantasy XIV. But yeah, so we're diving into that right away. I think it's kind of fun when I get to do the events sort of at the start of them because I haven't heard or seen a bunch of posts about them on Reddit, and it keeps things a little bit fresh. I actually learned about this one through a Instagram advertisement. And it was, it sounded pretty cool. It sounds like there's 3 different kind of Valentine's factions, I'm going to say, and we are choosing to align with one of the different factions to sort of progress the event in a different way. And it's a community-wide sort of vote that goes on, which I always think is really cool. There's been a few of those that I've been a part of in Guild Wars 2, and I always like it because it adds a little bit of flavor to the game, and it makes things feel like we have some sort of power in the game, which is cool as well. But yeah, so let's get into it. The event starts in a very similar place. It seems like a lot of their events start in this sort of amphitheater area where there's decorations that go up, new NPCs that are there, and it's just a very convenient place for me to get to because I have my return key set to this town as well, so it works out for everyone. But yeah, so we take the quest and we learn a little bit about the 3 factions, not fractions, that got a little bit weird. And we learn a bit about the challenge that's going to happen. And as it turns out, we are going to be the judge of a love challenge, where we have a unsuspecting gentleman who's trying to find a new love this season. And the 3 different factions are going to suggest their ideas to help get him in the mood, help him find someone to get in the mood for love and sort of unite and make a happy couple. The 3 factions have differing ideas of how to help the gentleman, and we get to choose which of the 3 we think has the most chance of working. So the first part of this is going and listening to the gentleman and questioning him. We ask him a little bit about what he does, a little bit about his interests, and what he's into in terms of finding someone to love. We find out that he's very serious. He's super about his job. It sounds like he really doesn't have any interests outside of work, and he's never really considered what he would enjoy in a lover. So not much help there really at all, which is, unfortunate. But we still have our 3 wonderful contestants that are able to give us a little bit of a suggestion of what they think that they would do. The first contestant, the sister of the organizer, she thinks that he should expand his horizons and try some new things. I thought it was a pretty good suggestion. However, she doesn't really suggest a specific target item, and I feel like it's a suggestion that he would say he's gonna do but not actually really do, so I don't think it would really help too much. The second suggestion is from someone that I found quite charming and hilarious throughout this whole encounter. Bert suggests that he does some woodworking and becomes quite good at it, so he can be handy around the house or whatever in the future. And mostly I think that this is kind of going to expand his horizons, but it's a more specific task, and I think it works well with his personality of being very focused and becoming quite good at something. So I think it's more likely that he would give this a try because he'd probably see some use in getting this profession as well. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Bert. And our final contestant, he suggested that the suitor goes for some meditation and really focuses on himself and trying to figure out what it is he wants from life, what it is he wants from the world. I think this is a decent idea as well, as he obviously needs to think of the bigger picture. However, this guy seems kind of creepy. And I think that him going and meditating for too long would really make him like way too focused on himself, and might even turn him into some sort of creepy guy that like just thinks he's way better than everyone. And yeah, so I'm not willing to risk that. In the end, we decided to go with Bert's wonderful idea. Who knows how it'll turn out. I also like his colors, so maybe we will see the city changed. But I'd love to hear in the comments below which of the 3 options you ended up going with as well. And then we can sort of see, even on our channel, what people are thinking. But yeah, a really fun event. And this is just part 1. Part 2 was a lot of fun, which is the actual instance content that you get to participate in. So let's take a look at that. So the instances this time around were a 2-person instance. I didn't queue up anyone because I wanted the real effect of just going and getting randomly paired with someone, though I think this would be a really fun thing to do over TeamSpeak or Discord or something with a buddy, because then you would be able to communicate a lot better. But it definitely, for myself, made it a lot funnier not being able to communicate, except for chat. But we didn't use chat too much. I think we both just kind of were under the impression that we'd take it slow and sort of see what the other side was doing, which I think was really nice and kind of romantic. We definitely had a bit of a bond going on here, which was something pretty powerful. But yeah, the first part of this is a maze, and the little you're sort of split into 2. So one team member goes on one side, the other team member goes on the other side, and the catch to the maze is that you can only be so far apart from your friend, and if you are further apart, you start to lose some of your health. Or whatever the bar is. So you have to work together to kind of stay close to the side and let the friend sort of do a part of the maze that he has to do, and then he'll get close to the side and you'll do a part of the maze that you have to do. And it was a really fun, unique challenge. It's also positioned in a world where it's just the 2 of you, so you're not feeling rushed. Whereas I could see something like this being a mechanic for a real dungeon, and you have 2 other people waiting for you, or fighting a boss, or trying to survive, and you're like super rushing through it. But this way made it really nice and peaceful. Thinking, just taking your time and enjoying it was the best way to sort of go about it. I feel like you could go through it pretty quick as well. I don't know how much reward you lose depending on how much health you lose. I think we got through right around the 80% of the bar left mark, and there was a few places that we just needed to separate just for a second to go around. I'm not sure if it is possible to go and keep it at maximum. I know you can actually separate and then come back together so quickly that you don't actually lose a point. I did that in like a couple just little turns around a corner. So I don't know if you were really skilled if you could do that, but I don't know if the amount of time it would take to do that properly would be worth it or not as well. But yeah, so it was a really cool challenge. There's a few different buttons you have to line up on to unlock a gate on the other side, and then eventually there's some AoE attacks that you have to dodge as well. But it was really fun. The final part of the instance, and it's just a 2-part instance, which once again keeps it pretty quick. I unfortunately did crash throughout the instance, so I had to restart, but my buddy was ready and waiting for me when I came back in, which was really good. Is sort of a matching the cards game where each of you has to choose one specific card. You kind of lock it in, and then if they're matching, they're removed, and that's good. If they're not matching, that's bad, and you have to go find the other card. This is a challenging game for me because my memory is only so, and then that being with the fact that I have to kind of rely on another person made it pretty difficult. But we were able to do it. You are given sort of 4 cards that you're able to see right away. None of them were matching each other, so we kind of had to go in and find a few different cards that match those original 4, and then once you've found a few other cards, it's a little bit easier to start matching them off, which is pretty good. We got quite a few wrong, and I don't know if there's a certain amount that if you get that many wrong, you're out of the instance. I didn't see a number anywhere. It seemed like a much more friendly event, but maybe that's just my optimism about it. But yeah, it was a really good time. And I think more importantly, the actual instance itself was super nice. It had a lot of just a lot of area that was decorated with a lot of different decorations. It felt very cheery. It was quite the well put together instance where it didn't feel like somewhere I'd seen before or something like that. For instance, the decorations in the town, although I do like the convenience of going there, it's starting to look very similar each season, just with a few different decorations here and there. This felt quite different and quite grand in terms of what you were experiencing, so I really did enjoy that as well. But yeah, so we completed the whole thing. We got some tokens, which was great. And that's kind of where I'm pausing the event for now, because I kind of want to see how the story progresses as people continue and vote for their favorite of the three factions, at which point I think we get some rewards and stuff like that that are kind of themed after our faction as well. But I had a really good time. I really enjoyed what they had going on in the Valentine's event. I thought it was a good mix once again of sort of story quest as well as a instanced, more engaging content as well. So very enjoyable. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Please be sure to mention in the comments below what you chose to do for the quest. Toss this video a like, and I would be very grateful as well. So thank you. I'll see you in the next video.